Everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today's minion roulette, as we are about to go and deal with our first boss of Heavensward, is... I did it again. Wind Up Goblin. Hello there. Alright, before we begin, I keep forgetting to show this. Just yesterday, as of this recording, patch 7.18 came out, and the .8 patches are generally a bunch of like back-end infrastructure maintenance, not too much coming to us on the front end playing the game, but we did get a new special emote that came with this new patch. Nothing needed to do to unlock it, it's just added to your default list, and it is a collaboration with, I want to say, Fujifilm? Who's the collaboration actually? It's a collaboration with a photography company. And yeah. So Tora, that was very rude. We were looking directly at the flash. You didn't even tell us to blink. But yeah, you can take Polaroid photos now. It doesn't actually take a screenshot. It would be very cool if it did, but it's just a neat little extra emote. It's cute. Alright then, Azael. Are you ready? Azael awaits an opportunity to surrender to the Nav. God, that is just a wonderful quest description out of context. You are prepared then? I am prepared as I can. There's a quest over there. Hold here, Satora. When next the Noth come, we offer no resistance. Surrender, intruders. There is no escape. Enough! We surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your god. They seem eager to proceed. Good. When they take us before their lord, pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals holds true, I shall be well placed to act. Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? I imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily. But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If I were to be dragged away for sacrifice while you were haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused. It's fine, Azael. I'm prepared. I have leftover raid food from our revenge tour. We're good. God, that's really funny, though. Try to escape and we will break your fleshy legs. Got it? Same thing. All right. Though I dismiss Master Alphino's concerns, I confess that I did wonder how the Noth might treat their prisoners. Happily, it would seem they are not wont to harm sacrifices, nor even to disarm them. Plainly, they imagine their god invulnerable. This plan goes better than expected. Indeed, that is definitely a huge relief. But seriously, I am very, very surprised that there was a quest in the Noth home.
Now we have but to wait.
O Lord Ravana, Master of the Sacred Blades,
wrath of the colony, conqueror of the world, hear our prayer. Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
He comes.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Nathlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Nath concern thee so, Elezen? Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Nath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Nath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Nath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily. Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold master of the blade, do accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
I thought myself stronger. Mayhap with more crystals?
Be thou god or maid, thou art nothing to me. And what of thee, mortal? Art thou warrior or craven? A warrior, then? Good! Mayhap thou will provide more sport than thy feeble companion.
Well, that did not go so well. Forgive me, I was overconfident. You tried, Azael. Now we at least have a small measure of Ravana strength. I'll be back shortly with my party and my combat clothing, and we will take on Ravana. Alright, we are back with my party. Gonna commence a ready check real quick to make sure we're all good to go, and then we'll hop in. Alright, an insectoid beast tribe connected by a hive mind, the Noth have but one collective desire, to expand their territory and prosper without fear of dragons. It was by this simple yet powerful wish that a mighty primal bent on war and conquest was summoned into existence. Bound by your promise to Vidofnir to remove this threat to dragonkind, you must now lead your companions into battle against the savage entity known as Ravana, Lord of the Hive. Alright. This is not going to be too difficult of a fight, even on mine difficulty, because it is a leveling duty. Leveling duties are never that difficult, even on mine. Meet Ravana. 4 arms, 4 swords. But yeah, mine leveling duties are never that difficult. At most you lose like 3 item levels relative to doing it synced, so it's not a big threat. I'm not worried about it at all. Alright, it took us just a minute to make sure we were fully ready. Kulan had something come up real quick. Going over mechanics real quick, and then I will leave you to just enjoy the fight. Most of his mechanics are extremely well telegraphed. The only things that come to mind that may be worth bringing up are, if he tethers an orb to you, you want to take that away from the rest of the party, because if it touches you, it will explode into a big AoE, doing a lot of damage and giving you, I believe, damage down or Vuln stacks, one of the two. I don't remember exactly which, let me check. Vuln stack, so deals heavy damage and inflicts vulnerability up, so you will need to be careful about taking damage after that if that hits you. Try and make sure if you get hit, it's away from the rest of the party. There is a multi-hit tank buster that hits the off tank usually, called Serpanaka. Very powerful ability. There is a phase transition where there will be multiple butterflies known as Ganas flying in. You want to kill them as quickly as possible. The more of them that stick around for longer, if they stick around for long enough, those Ganas will turn into swords, and those swords will buff Ravana and give us Vuln stacks during Ravana's ultimate. So kill those Ganas as soon as possible. The Moon Ganas are priority because they move into turning into a sword quicker. Yeah. His sword attacks here, you can see the direction he points his swords is the direction he's going to actually hit with them when he spins. Though it looks like there's also a knockback. Is it the direction he points the swords, or is it just a straight donut? I thought it was the direction he points his swords. Anyways. Yeah, most of his attacks are very well telegraphed. Last interesting thing he does that comes to mind is occasionally he puts up a shield. A directional shield. There will very briefly be an image of shield on several sides of his body. If you attack from those directions, you'll get a small amount of counter damage, so it's not too big of a threat. But try to attack him from the sides that aren't shielded. The shields don't last long, only like 5 seconds. So it's really not a big deal, but it is something to keep an eye out for. Alright, I believe one more charge of his Bloodlust gauge, and he will move into his phase transition into his ultimate. Yeah, there's really not too much going on with... There's the shield. He's shielding his left and right, you can see there briefly. Alright, yeah, he's charging up his ultimate right now. We gotta get rid of these Ganas before they turn into swords. And then, other than that, yeah, it's a fairly simple fight. There's really not much to it. We barely even felt the challenge, to be honest. Like I said, mine difficulty on leveling duties like this, you're gonna lose like 3 item levels at worst. It's not a big deal. So, I'll go ahead and leave you here. You can check out the rest of the fight, and I will meet you back after our party has left the duty and disbanded. Because there's really not much more to it. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna give Azael a ton of credit for weakening him for us. That's why he's so easy, clearly. Thank you, Azael. Oh yes, one more mechanic he has in the second half is that 4 swords will appear over various players. A different number of swords for each player. Either 1, 2, 3, or 4 swords. That is the order he will be hitting you with line AoEs. This is called Limit Cut. It will be seen much more frequently from Heavensward onwards. Just position yourself so you're not aiming the swords at aiming yourself at other people.
Rejoice in the glory of combat! Unyielding of the earth! Thus does the sacred rite of combat proclaim the victor. I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
You do not disappoint, warrior of light. Would that I had your skill in battle. I do begin to see why so many place their faith in you. For all his savagery, I do not think Ravana one to break his word. Provided the dragons do not trespass upon Nath lands, they should have little to fear of the Primal's biting blades. We have done well, have we not? Come, let us return to Vidofnir and share these glad tidings.
Once more you achieve the impossible, bringer of light. But with every mortal heart that succumbs to fear and fury, another voice is joined to the chorus, beseeching divine succor. At their bidding, warring gods will shake the firmament, and your world will be consumed in the swelling storm of chaos.
Okay, we are back. Ravana was shockingly easy, even on mine difficulty. Like, I knew the minimum item level wouldn't have much of an impact. The maximum level you can go into that duty is level 54, in which case it sinks you to item level 133. And the minimum item level for level 53 is item level 130, so it'd only be a 3 item level difference. So like the minimum item level is never going to be the problem. The no echo is going to be the problem, because that's, I believe, a 20-25% buff. Still, 20-25% buff, you would think that would have much more of an impact than that. We barely took damage. There was no threat at all. That was ridiculously easy. Anyways, my party was so disappointed by how, not like, disappointed is probably not quite the right word, underwhelmed by how easy that was, that I hopped over to my main and we went and did races in a roguelike that this game has, that we'll be getting to eventually. We'll be introducing the roguelike eventually, but we did races to fill the time because we were like, wow, we need something else to do. We were here for like 10 minutes. Anyways, we've had an interesting day. It was a fun day. But yeah, Ravana has been dealt with. Never since we first fought have I seen you draw upon the full extent of your power, and never from afar till this day. You are a marvel to behold, Satora. Well, 'tis time we rejoined our companions. They will be eager to hear the tale and to continue our journey. Indeed. It is very good. We both survived and are both alive. Alright, looks like we are meeting up all the way back at Lothas Vath. So I'm going to head up to Onyx Shrine real quick just to fix my gear, get it back into its regular form, and then I'll meet you up at Lothas Vath. Oh no, Loth? Come on, tongue. Don't be tongue-tied on me. Lothas Vath. That's not hard to say. It's more THs than I'm used to. Alright, I'll meet you there, now that I figured out how to say it. Lothas Vath. Alright, got my regular clothes back on. We're up here at Onyx Shrine. Real quick, there is a shortcut back down to Lothas Vath. If we go up this way around the outside edge of Onyx Shrine. But we haven't been there to fill out our map yet, so I'm trying to avoid going to new places and filling out the map without it at least being on camera somewhere. So let's head up north and find this shortcut to Lothas Vath. We'll save a lot of time from not needing to trek all the way around. Technically, we can drop down right here and then circle up and around through the northern entrance, but this will let us go directly into Lothas Vath. So it'll save even more time. There we go. There's the map, and it looks like there's also a path leading up there to Mare's Oath. Up around to the north end where the 100 Throws is. Now, how do you want me to get up here? That works. Let's just hope the Ifrit horse doesn't start burning shit down. Alright, made it. Hello, friends. Did Azael make it back? The Ant-Man's god has fallen, then. Impressive, warrior of light. Satora, Lady Azael, think the 12. So yeah, no, it was a bit disappointing. Azael did a lot of the work to weaken him for us. Lord Ravana, you say? How curious that the Voth never mentioned his name. And you are quite certain he will keep his word. There was honor beneath his savagery. That we survived the encounter at all was a miracle I must attribute to Satora. Never did I doubt you, warrior of light. Unlike some, you were gone so long that Master Alphino here nigh lost his wits with worry. Fretting like a maid for her sweetheart he was. Estinian, was that truly necessary? Hey, you know what? Good to know you care. I didn't doubt that you care, but it's good to hear. Ha! Not truly necessary, but certainly true. What matters is that the Primal is banished and our promise fulfilled. We should return to Vidofnir without delay. Lest you forget, this was but a means to secure an audience with the worm Heresvelger. Needhug's minions will not be halted by idle chatter. Come now, we must make every moment count. You are unkind, Estinian. For all his experience and intellect, Alphino is still but a boy. Oh, he'll be fine. It was a little mean, but it's... It is good to know that my companions do not just throw my life in danger with not a care for my own safety. That is reassuring to know. Alphino, you don't need to pout. It's fine. The fact that you care so much is a good thing. Alright then. I have been told, I don't know if this is true, I'll need to check it myself, but apparently if you go into the cutscene where you meet Ravana as a warrior, you will get a slightly different cutscene with slightly different dialogue. If this is the case, I'll splice it in right at the end here. If not, then, well, we're just gonna cut to the end and there'll be nothing. Hopefully I remember to check that. I'm pretty sure I'll remember. But yeah, other than that, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, it's time to gain passage to go meet Hraesvelgr. I'll see everyone next time for that.